Catus, Maximus here. The reason I'm making this video is out of the old school, we'll say 1950s, we'll say adjustable wrenches made 75 to 50 years ago. The big deal ones were the Jamestown Crescent wrenches. This is a true wide jaw because it does not have the extra loop like this. There's two very different versions of Jamestowns, the wide jaws and then the standard jaws. And the standard jaw ones actually have this little extra loop or extra little bit here on the loop, where the wide jaws do not, and it's the easiest way to tell. And then I have a genuine diamond, and you know it's a genuine equivalent vintage diamond as the Jamestown Crescent wrenches because it actually says Diamond Tool and Horseshoe Company with the diamond horseshoe on it. Now, both of these wrenches I'm going to end up redonating just because they both are pretty punished. We can see, like on this one, you can see that the jaws have been stretched, so they're kind of splaying out. Makes them really want to slip at that point. Same thing's happening with these Jamestown Crescents. The jaw is they've just had a lot of force put on them. Enough force on this one. The handle is bent. Usually on these Jamestowns, the handles are real straight. But they're both 8-inch wrenches, and it isn't about how loose the jaw is. This is really loose. Usually these Jamestowns are really tight. Same thing with the diamonds. What this video really is about is how on the vintage adjustable and Crescent wrenches, the actual Crescent brand Jamestown ones were definitely much better. I mean, the quality control on these is both pretty good. We can see pretty good symmetry. A little bit maybe offset to the left on where it's been ground a little bit more on this side. But the Jamestown, you can see, is really pretty darn even. We can see that extra thickness, and why they're called the wide jaws is just because they just add much wider jaws. This give you a little bit more surface area. They may not fit into quite as many places as a little bit more narrow jaw ones, but they did give plenty of surface area on the fasteners, and we're just a bit more meaty of a wrench. Besides the jaws, we can see that the base is thicker. The wrench itself is overall thicker than the diamond. So the diamond is really nice, but once again, not a Jamestown. And if we take another closer look, it doesn't stop there. If we look at the diameter of the broach there versus the Jamestown, and once again, these are both 8-inch wrenches, we can see how the Crescent wrench just has a bit more meat, just a bit larger diameter, means a bit more threading, a bit larger threads on the moving jaw. The Jamestown, and I can definitely feel the extra weight of that wrench versus the old diamond. And so that was just the whole point of this video, was being able to do a direct side-by-side comparison of the same size and same vintage of old school adjustable Crescent wrenches, both the wide jaw Jamestown and the Diamond Tool and Horseshoe branded Diamond Tools adjustable wrench. And they were both real nice wrenches, but once again, the Crescent wrench was built to be a bit heavier duty. What is a heavier duty wrench? And I think this was spawned by, I've had various comments on my adjustable wrenches over the over the years. And, a lot of people really like these diamonds, and they are pretty nice. When I picked up both of these, there was actually an old 10-inch version that was the same vintage, actually a little bit older. You can tell it's a slightly older, and here's the difference. One is Diamond Tool and Horseshoe Company. This one is the really old Diamond Caulk and Horseshoe Company. And this is one of the rare ones that actually has a broach, a 5/8 broach. Although it's almost useless because how narrow the teeth are. But it has the 5/8 broach on the tip. And so this was a very old one. And was stoked to have picked this one up. And so this is definitely a keeper because it's a super old one because it says Diamond Caulk on it. And that's the only other really thing to look out for is when it says Diamond Tool and Horseshoe Company. It was just a few years later when they started realizing that they're going to really be a tool company. Rather than just entirely focusing on horseshoes. But nonetheless, they still weren't as heavy duty as a traditional Jamestown wide jaw Crescent wrench. Really appreciate everybody who's been watching and subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Till next time, Catus Maximus out.